Welcome to Second Opinion, the reviews show here on the Nexus. I am your host, Ian R. Buck, and today I will be reviewing the Foldylock Classic. Find the show notes for this episode at thenexus.tv/SO91. So, this is a folding lock. It's more versatile than a U-lock, but it's way more secure than a cable lock. And after my last bike was stolen, I don't trust cable locks anymore. This folding lock comes at a price of about $95. For size, it is made of a bunch of metal plates, metal segments that are 21 centimeters long each, which means that it unfolds to a circumference of 95 centimeters. And if you do the math on what the area of the interior is of that shape, it'll be about 882 square centimeters. It's pretty hefty in terms of weight. It's like 1.34 kilograms. I know that there are definitely going to be some people who say like that's way too heavy to carry with me on my bike. But for me personally, honestly, I would rather work my legs a little bit harder than have my bike stolen and have to, spend a whole $1,000+ to buy a new bike build. Durability, so that's definitely the most important thing when it comes to a bike lock. So this is sold secure silver rated. So that's not the highest rating that they have. Gold is the highest rating. And the only folding lock that I know of that has a security high rating that's higher than this one is it's a model from Abus, but it's significantly heavier and it costs like twice as much as this lock. So yeah, I guess if I ever have to replace this folding lock, maybe I'll try out that more expensive option. I hope that I don't have to do that because, the only reason that I can imagine that I would need to replace this lock is if somebody breaks through it and steals my bike, which would really suck. I have not had anybody trying to attack my folding lock, thank goodness. Nothing's gonna protect your bike from somebody who has an angle grinder or something like that. But at least it's definitely gonna make it very, very obvious that the person who's trying to get through this thing is trying to steal a bicycle and is not taking one that they already own. For weatherproofness, there was a little while after I got this lock and it got rained on a whole bunch where I was having some trouble turning the key in the lock. It kept it was getting stuck and it was really, really hard. Eventually I was able to kind of force it a little bit, to open. And after I kind of forced it through that once, after that I was able to work it back and forth and keep opening and closing the lock mechanism, and it got looser and looser. So I didn't end up having to use WD-40 or anything like that to kind of lubricate things again, but that did kind of give me a little scare. Also, I have noticed that if the lock has been just sitting for a long time and I haven't unfolded it and used it in a while, sometimes the joints will kind of creak when I open it up. But if I work it around a little bit, rotate them each, a few times, eventually the creaking kind of goes away. So that's all right. This lock comes with 3 copies of the key that opens it, so that's definitely good for having a couple of backups sitting in your drawer at home. And also, it comes with a little card that has a code on it that you can use to order more duplicate keys if you lose all of them. So that's a really nice support system that the company provides. Versatility. So this is what impressed me the most about the whole concept of folding locks, and what led me to buy one of them. So First of all, as I mentioned during the size portion of the review, like it is a much greater circumference than like most U-locks, and also it can unfold to different shapes so that it can lock around, you know, like a much wider variety of options or objects than what you would be able to do with a U-lock. And it also comes with a holster that you like screw onto your bike frame at one of like the mounting points that you would, you know, normally use for like a water bottle cage. So you screw this holster onto your bike frame, and then when you have folded up your folding lock, you just slide it right in there, and it's held securely in place. It doesn't like wiggle around. There's no rattling. I love that about this lock. Neither like U-locks nor even a cable locks are that easy to like secure to your bike and carry with you. A few final thoughts. So one of the selling points that they list on their packaging for this lock is that it was designed by Israeli security experts, which I understand what they're going for there, but it does make me feel a little weird about it. And I guess also the last thing I would like to say about this is that if you find yourself suddenly in like one of the road rage video games, I suppose you could just like unfold this thing and use it as like a weapon to whip other people next to you or something like that. It's got a lot of reach. Thanks for listening to this episode of Second Opinion. I have been your host, Ian R. Buck. You can find me on Twitter as Ian R. Buck. This episode is released under a Creative Commons Attribution license, so feel free to use any or all of it as you see fit, as long as you link back to the original page, which once again is thenexus.tv/SO91. If you have a bike lock that you highly recommend, feel free to chat about that with other listeners at our subreddit, which is reddit.com/r/thenexustv. Second Opinion is supported by listeners like Quentin Pongratz, who voluntarily joined us on Patreon. If you would like to help out as well and get some cool perks along the way, you can find us at patreon.com/thenexustv. Until next time, have a good one.
The Nexus
TV.
Podcasts from the Technological Convergence.
Technology is ever evolving. It touches every part of our lives, both influencing and being influenced by society. I'm Ian R. Buck, and I know it's hard to stay on top of everything you need to know to live in this digital world. That's why, every month on The Extra Dimension, we explore a different aspect of the technological convergence. Find it on our website, thenexus.tv, or by searching for The Extra Dimension in your favorite podcast player.